And I went to theologians and I asked them, what does this do for resurrection? And they told me, well, resurrection doesn't depend on which tomb Jesus rose from. He rose from tomb 1, he could have risen from tomb 2. It's a physical resurrection according to Christian believers, but what convinced his followers was a physical appearance, not that. In fact, when the tomb is found empty in the Gospels, everybody says, well, somebody took the body. It's only when Jesus appears in the Gospels that his audience seems to be convinced. Even doubting Thomas has to actually stick his finger in the wounds before he gets convinced within the story itself. So, Professor John Dominic Crossan, he said, it wouldn't affect his Christian faith, wouldn't affect his view of resurrection. When it comes to ascension, that's different, because people forget there's resurrection, Jesus rises, and then after a while, Jesus goes up to heaven. If you believe in a spiritual ascension, then there's no problem finding a bone box of Jesus of Nazareth, because a Christian could believe he rose again, and then he went to heaven, he left his body behind, and of course you would find a bone box. If you say, no, Jesus' body would never decompose even after he went to heaven, and it was a physical ascension, then there's a problem theologically with finding a bone box with his name on it. But if you believe in if you're a Christian, you believe in a physical resurrection and a spiritual ascension, I was told, again, I'm not a theologian, theologians will have to address this issue. But that's what I was told, and in a way we put it in our film. We said we put John Dominic Crossan in the film, and he kind of addresses that, because we wanted to be very careful to say to believers, we are sensitive in our reporting these facts to your beliefs, but we're not theologians, and we will not get into it too deeply, and we didn't. Basically what we did in the film is just report the facts as we found them. There's a tomb, that's a fact. There are ossuaries in the tomb. They have names that correspond to the Gospels. They're authentic, they've been read and deciphered by the best minds in the world. There's DNA. You can test the patina, the thin film on the boxes, and you can see if they match each other or what they match. There's science to be done, statistics to be done, and that's what we did. We followed up the story. There's a lot more questions. You can't answer all the questions. At the end of the day, there's really two scenarios, and viewers and readers of the book and viewers of the film will have to choose. One scenario is that it's the tomb of Jesus of Nazareth and his family. The other is that it's not. It's somebody else. But the implication of that is that there was another man living more or less at the time of Jesus, who was called Jesus, who had a father named Joseph, who had two significant males in his life, one they called James and one called Josie, by the nickname Josie. And two significant Marys in his life, one called Maria and one called Mariamne. But he wasn't Jesus. So that's option number 2.